Hello and welcome back to True Crime Guys podcast. And you know, Andy's here with me on Christmas.
Right,
it's
Michael?
Christmas, Andy.
It does feel like
Happy
Christmas
holidays,
in here.
everybody.
I brought you cookies today, like Santa, so you can leave them out.
You're always bringing gifts, though, Andy.
So are you, man.
Well, that's what we do. That's our love language.
It's like 12 days of Christmas recently.
That's right.
Every time we see each other, we're like, I got you something. I got you something.
Check this out.
I thought of you. Look at this.
We're in a competition.
Right. One of these days, it's going to be just one up in each other constantly.
That's right.
Days, I'm going to get a fucking house.
But guys, thank you for joining us. I know it's Christmas for you, but we recorded this 2 days ago, so we're spending time with our families as well. So, you know, we're not working on Christmas. Don't be ridiculous. Go spend time with your families. What are you listening to us for?
Right?
No, I'm just kidding.
Unless your families are tormenting you that much, listen to us. We'll keep you company.
Right, exactly. Or maybe you're listening to this on Christmas Eve because you're on Patreon.
Very much so.
Possibly. Patreon.com/TrueCrimeGuys. The best way to support the show, guys. We appreciate you guys very, very much. For just $3 a month, you get early access to these episodes and access to the 60-something vaulted episodes, as well as some other Patreon exclusives. So, lots to be had on Patreon.com. But today, we are talking about the JeNnY Jones show, MuRdeR. She hates it when people call it that.
When she hates it.
She hates it so much.
Who cares?
She hates it so much. She says, this is the Jonathan Schmitz murder, Andy, not the JeNnY Jones murder.
Well,
okay?
no, because JeNnY Jones did not pull the trigger. Okay.
Okay. You put the gun in his hand, JeNnY? Nah, I'm not one of those people that believe that either. Nah. Well, one person is responsible for this murder, but it's just fun.
Yeah, right.
It's just kind of funny. But if you're unfamiliar with the JeNnY Jones show, it was one of many daytime talk shows in the 90s that had viewers tuning in all the time to hear people spill their secrets, talk about their crazy lives of rowdy teenagers. You know, they'd send teenagers to boot camp. Remember all that shit?
Oh, yeah.
Parenthood tests. Oof. What a good one.
You are.
It's like a train wreck you can't look away from.
I know. You are not the fun.
The guy's like, yes, fucking told you, bitch.
Fucking throws a whole ass, party for himself on stage. Got streamers bursting out.
Terrible. But yeah, all kinds of drama like that. But in 1995, the JeNnY Jones show entitled an episode called Same-Sex Secret Crushes. And they had a couple bombshells drop in it, but this bombshell in particular led to a murder. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Hence why this particular episode never aired.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It can only be found, on YouTube in parts.
Yeah.
And there was some other place.
Yeah, I'm sure they have it. They have it now, but it just never aired when it originally happened.
Oh, absolutely
3 days
not.
Afterwards, tragedy struck.
Exactly. And JeNnY Jones show went off the air in 2003, so they didn't really last much longer.
No, kids these days don't get those wonderful sick days like we had in the 90s, Michael. That's all I could think of when we were researching this case. I was like, oh man, it takes me back to some good old strep throat days in the 90s.
You start with Price is Right and end with JeNnY Jones.
Right, get some Jerry in there, get some Montel.
What a life.
Oh, give me some chicken soup.
Maybe a little Judge Judy. Maybe a little Judge Judy if you're desperate.
Ooh, why not? Right. I want to feel better about myself.
All right, Andy. Well, let's roll that intro and let's get into it.
Well, do.
It was a moment that changed the way television talk shows operated. A guest murdered a fellow panelist that he felt had embarrassed him on television.
We will never be the same.
As much as we all regret what happened, the fact is that this tragedy is about the actions of one individual.
Jonathan Schmitz had not been told that the topic was same-sex crush and that his admirer was a gay man.
I don't know what he was told. That was the truth.
JeNnY Jones show lit the fuse. They lit the fuse on the wrong guy. Had it not been for that JeNnY Jones segment and that ambush, this tragedy would not have occurred.
My whole family was hurt.
All right, so let's meet our guests that were on the JeNnY Jones show that day, or at least two of them.
Yes.
Okay. The first one is Scott Amedure. Scott Bernard Amedure was born January 26, 1963. He was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He had 3 brothers and 1 sister, and in 1968, his family moved to Waterford, Michigan, and 2 years later, his parents divorced. Scott and all his siblings were raised by his father. At age 17, he quit high school to join the Army, where he acquired his GED and was trained in satellite communications. While in the Army, he was stationed in Germany. He learned to ski, and he actually broke his leg while skiing in Switzerland. Wow, right? What a biography. After 3 years, he received an honorable discharge with the rank of specialist.
Okay. This man was doing pretty good for himself, actually, to be fair.
He really was. He was only 32.
Yeah, that's one of the most tragic things about this case.
It really is. And Jonathan Schmitz. Jonathan was born July 18th, 1990, and there's really not a lot of information about Jonathan out there, unfortunately. Now, he was only in his 20s when this happened.
And he has not wanted to give a lot of interviews.
No.
He has not.
He's actually out now, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
He is. So we'll talk about that. But he was more of your average Joe. I guess that's what most people said about him.
Very much so.
But this episode of Jenny Jones aired on March 6, 1995, and of course, it was filmed in front of a live audience. So that alone can add pressure. You know that when you go on these shows, it's not being aired, right? It's not live.
Yes.
It's not being aired at that time. But still, there is a whole audience of people in front of you.
It's part of the allure. It's part of the shock. It's part of having all those audience members cheering or screaming or heckling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's crazy how it's just so primal, really.
Oh, very much so.
Like especially the way Jenny Jones would do it too. And they're all guilty of this, going out into the crowd and then like talking back at the couple of people on stage. Just that presence alone, like standing within the crowd, having all these people on my team, and I'm saying embarrassing things to you.
Yep, come at me.
It's like,
you got to get through all these people who are on my side.
Yeah, it's freaking weird. But this episode featured 32-year-old Scott Amedure, his friend Donna as well, who was a mutual friend of Scott and Jonathan, and of course, Jonathan. The three were all flown from Detroit to Chicago, but not together. Scott and Donna actually lied to Jonathan before going down there, saying that they had nothing to do with the show.
Because this was something that Scott kind of put together on a whim.
Yeah.
Because Scott literally...
He just likes Jenny Jones.
He loves Jenny Jones. Yeah. He one time literally saw them. They were going to do this episode. He saw the number to call on the screen and called the number, and they called him back.
Yeah.
So, and literally he calls his friend Donna. He's like, fucking trouble's a brewing, or whatever he said. Like, we got trouble or something like that. He's like, I was not expecting them to call me back, but they did.
They did.
I think we need to do this.
We're doing it. And the crazy thing about this episode, and this is why he picked this one, is because it was about secret same-sex crushes. And obviously Jonathan did not and could not know this. Kind of the point. And Scott was a huge fan of Jenny Jones, like we said. He loved watching it. So that was the main reason why all this got put in motion in the first place. John said that he participated in the show just due to curiosity and claimed that the producers implied that his admirer was a woman. But producers of the show said that they did tell John that his admirer could be male or female. And he kind of chose to be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. He just assumed female because that's what he wanted. They said, like,
of course.
Jonathan had just recently broken up with his girlfriend a few months ago. So he was like, oh, yeah, who's interested in me? I'm curious.
Yeah, might be my girlfriend.
Or some person I didn't know.
Well, we know who dumped who, huh?
I think so.
He had crazy aspirations for that relationship. So we got John, Donna, and Scott. They're now they would eventually all end up being on stage together. And they met because Donna lived in the same apartment complex as John. And one day, while John was fixing Donna's brakes, Scott stopped by to visit his brother, who also lived in the complex. And so, he saw John, obviously was interested in him, and Donna introduced the two. Now, on the episode, which is available on YouTube, but like we said, never officially aired, Scott was being egged on to tell the audience about his fantasy involving John and tying him up in his hammock using strawberries and whipped cream. Meanwhile, John's backstage with headphones on.
Yeah.
So the audience is hearing all this too before he comes out.
I still feel like that right there was one of the one big thing that Jenny Jones just took it too far with. Like, you did not need to ask him about a sexual fantasy involving this guy in front of the audience. Like, it was about having a crush on him. And like, because then she also shows that like she plays that fucking audio, or we'll talk about it. She plays that back to him.
Yeah.
It's like, you only did that for shock value. And like what the fucking lawyers will get to later on. It's like, you did this to shock him.
Yep.
You did this to embarrass him.
Absolutely.
So it's like, you took it just a step too far. You could have just asked him, what about John is he attracted to? What do you think your relationship could be like? But no, you ask him a sexual fantasy and like egg him on to give dirty details.
Right.
So then you can play it back. Yeah, that's just fucking creepy.
It is creepy. So then JeNnY asked Scott about how he first met, or when he first saw John, which was the story at the apartment complex, which I just told you. And then they have John come out. And there's an awkward side hug between John and Scott. And then the only spot left to sit is next to Scott. So they're sitting right next to each other. Then JeNnY reveals the secret admirer, to be Scott. And then plays back the audio, like Andy was talking about, of the fantasies. And John is sitting there. He seems to be taking it well. Right?
Yes.
But he's super nervous. He's uncomfortable.
Oh, that's
obviously.
a lot of nervous laughter.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But he responds that he is heterosexual, but he does appear to be forcibly smiling and laughing.
Yeah.
Right?
I would agree to that. This does not seem to be a very comfortable man up there right now.
Yes, the awkwardness was palpable. And the audience is just freaking loving it. And like Andy was alluding to earlier, JeNnY just keeps stoking the fire. Mm-hmm. And this show was supposed to be aired just 2 weeks later, but never did. When the three of them got back to Michigan, the friends all went to Brewski's bar and they were all hanging out. During the night, John called his dad and at some point in time and told him that, quote, that thing in Chicago didn't work out actually because it was a guy. Mm-hmm. His dad, Alan Schmitz, replied with gay faggots and threw a chair.
Really? Yeah. I feel
so
like maybe
a little
there's
bit of homophobic upbringing, maybe
some
you think?
toxicity in there, maybe a little bit of some fear in there, a little homophobia,
a little bit.
And they're also like they kind of admit or omit the fact that like everything kind of did seem okay with the three after the show.
Yeah.
Like immediately following the show,
that's
they
what
all
I was
went
going
out.
to get to.
They went out.
Right?
They were supposed to have like separate flights back to Detroit or wherever they were flying back to.
Yeah.
And they actually changed their flights so they could all be on the same flight together and ride to the airport and all hung out. And like they said that they kind of partied on the plane a little bit together.
Right.
And everything seemed to be kind of fine almost until John called his dad.
Yep.
And it's like that first initial rejection or that first initial like, oh, fucking that homophobia just kind of rears its head.
Yeah.
That's when he starts to get a little like...
He starts to rethink this.
Oh, what are people going to think of me?
Exactly.
That's when those wheels
More
start
importantly,
turning.
what are my parents, what are my grandparents going to think? What's my family?
How is this going to reflect on me?
Yeah, because before he called him, apparently, they went to the bar. So they had a few drinks, and then everyone went back to Donna's apartment. And then the stories vary a little.
Yeah, this is where things get murky.
Things get a little hazy. Some people say that the men danced together and even kissed, showing visible signs of affection, all the while drunk. Mm-hmm. But Donna ended up denying this in court.
Yeah.
But that's in court.
Yeah, she just said she did not see any of that. So
Very,
it's like, yeah, she didn't.
Very interesting phrasing.
Yeah, it's like she didn't see any of it.
She didn't see any of it. But 3 days after the show, Scott left a sexual note with a flashing construction light in John's doorway for him to find. This was actually a pretty big spectacle.
Yeah, it was kind of above and beyond. I was not expecting this, to be honest.
Where do you even get that?
Where'd you get this fucking light?
Where did you get this?
Did you just see this on the side of the road and steal it?
I think you did.
I think you did.
Yeah.
Because the note's also on like a napkin.
Yeah.
It's like on like half of a paper towel.
Right.
So
it's like, so you went to the extent to steal a road sign and a flashing light, but then you wrote it on a napkin.
Yeah, because it's like
can't grab a piece of printer paper.
Well, it shows how like much of a spur of the moment idea this was. Where he's like, I saw that light. I'm gonna steal that light. I'm gonna give that to John.
Yeah.
I want to leave a note with it to be silly. Fuck. Do I have anything to write? have half a paper towel. That other side's kind of sneezed on that side. So we're gonna.
There we go. Yeah, something like that, right? But the intention was good, I guess. But Scott left a sexual note with a flashing construction light, and it said, you have the tool to turn this off.
I do. I believe he does.
Yes. But so after finding this note, John was upset. He was shaken. But he was apparently able to gather himself long enough to go to the bank, where he withdrew some cash, and then he went to the local hardware in town called Tom's Hardware. And at the store, a saleswoman named Dolores Dunlap said that John was very cool, calm, and collected, even polite when he purchased his brand new 12-gauge shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
and he goes to
he's really hiding that rattling.
He goes to 3 different stores because he goes to the hardware store to buy the gun, and he goes to another store right before the hardware store to buy the shells.
Right.
So he buys the shells in one place. So it shows even more planning.
Yeah.
That you
takes more time too.
You went and got cash. Then you went to a separate store to buy the ammunition. Mm-hmm. Then you went to a hardware store to buy a new shotgun.
Exactly.
So it doesn't look like you're buying both at the same place for something that you're planning to do. So, see what I'm saying?
Very true. Very true.
It shows that you're kind of.
It does. That's an important detail, Andy. Thank you for bringing that up.
And then
it is.
So then he goes and buys this shotgun and then it continues on for the rest of the night. So he's made some planning decisions in this window.
And right now, one of his defenses is that he was just in a panic or in an infuriated void, like a fugue state almost. Like he's just blinded by anger right now.
Was in complete lack of control.
He's doing all this blinded by anger.
Yeah, has no control over his actions right now and is just doing this completely on a whim.
Right. Well, on a whim, he drove over to Scott's mobile home in Orion, Michigan. He knocked on the door, and when Scott answered, he confronted him about the note. Scott's roommate was also home. His name was Gary Brady. That's how we know about the events of this day. Mm-hmm. Gary Brady has a first-hand account.
He is sitting on the couch during all of this.
And John, at one point, says that he has to go turn off his car. But when he goes back to his vehicle, he grabs the 12-gauge shotgun, and while Scott was still in the doorway, John starts heading back towards him. Scott steps inside the doorway and says, "Gary, help, he's got a gun." And he grabs a wicker chair to hold in front of him. But before Gary could react, John fired, shot through the chair, hitting Scott in the chest. Gary said that Scott fell to the floor wheezing, and then John fires a second shot, hitting him in the chest as well, killing him instantly. Scott had blood pouring out of multiple chest wounds while waiting for the ambulance.
Yeah, he walks over and executes him.
He does.
It is not
another chance to walk away.
You fired the one shot. He is on the ground with buckshot in his chest.
Yes.
And then you walk over and stand over him and execute him. This is not a fight that went down. There was there wasn't even really words spoken. You didn't say much of anything other than what about the note?
Exactly.
You just walk up, pull the trigger, pull the trigger again.
Exactly.
So I'm not much on Jonathan's defense during any of this. This is like you said, you had a chance.
Yep.
You had multiple chances to not go back and get the gun. Then you went and pulled the trigger, and then you did it again.
Yep.
So
you went to the door the first time with no gun.
Mm-hmm. It's like almost to see if he was home, to see if his roommate was, to see whatever was going on.
Right.
And as soon as you found out he was home, you went back and got the gun. So it's like you made these decisions multiple times.
Yep. So now detectives, police, and the ambulance are all showing up. They're taping off the crime scene. Scott's body was wheeled out on a stretcher while covered up, and people around the town in the neighborhood were starting to gather. While Scott's body was being taken out of the home, John had went to a payphone at a gas station, and he made a phone call to 911. And here's that call.
I think I just got him in. Okay, calm down, okay? Okay, why did you do that?
So obviously during that call, you can tell that John is on the verge of a panic attack. Mm-hmm. At this point, I would say he is hysterical. He probably is in a different state. Yeah. Now that you've shot and killed a man in cold blood.
Yeah. Now I think you're realizing he's in the find out stage. He is 100% realizing, oh shit, I just took this too far. Like
Yes.
I am the one who escalated this to murder.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, I think he is 100% feeling the weight of his actions right now.
Right. Exactly. And through the testimony of the roommate and through everyone involved, and also, things that John has said and Donna. So we have a really good, recollection of this story and the events. We really do. But in the courtroom, you learn even more. One person who was a witness said that they were a friend of Scott's, said that Scott and John went out drinking together the night after the taping, and allegedly a sexual encounter occurred of some sort.
Like I said, there's a lot of different rumors that start coming out about John, especially during this time.
Right.
That maybe John was repressing some things. Maybe he was kind of interested. Maybe he was curious.
Exactly. Another document said 3 days after the taping, Scott left a suggestive note at John's house, which we know. And after finding the note, John asked Scott if he was the one that left the note. Scott responded with a smile. So John returned to his car, got his gun, and you know what happens. He comes back and he shoots him twice. During the 911 call, John is asked why he shot Scott, and he replies, because he played a very fucking bad thing on me. He took me on JeNnY Jones.
Yeah, he basically just
even the way
blames
he's
him.
talking just doesn't make sense, right?
Because he realizes, I think I said, he is feeling the weight of his actions right now. And he realizes, oh man, this guy embarrassed me and I killed him.
Yeah.
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 So he's feeling that.
And the defense try to use this phone call to, as an example of how hysterical John was. But like I said, yeah, he's hysterical now. He realizes he has just shot and killed someone. Mm-hmm. Of course he's hysterical now. But the defense says this was not a murder. This was a shooting.
God, when they said that in court, even my skin crawled a bit. I'm like, you got to be a weird type of person to be able to say that in court.
Right.
That this is not a murder. This was a shooting.
What?
Then why is there a dead guy?
Right. It's because of the shooting.
Yeah. It's like this man was shot twice in the chest, point blank with a shotgun. That's not a shooting. Yeah, it just made my skin crawl.
It really did. It really did. The defense also argued that John was having a mental break, and he was recently diagnosed with manic depression and Graves' disease.
They also threw in like bipolar, and they were trying to throw a bunch of different mental illnesses at the wall to kind of give him any sort of case of insanity.
And there was also, of course, the defense of his father being abusive, and that John was suicidal because of that. Mm-hmm. These issues, mixed with the humiliation he endured, caused him to murder. Or some people call the gay panic defense.
Yeah. And I mean, they did that was one of their defenses, that the fear of the homophobia really pushed him to do this.
That's part of it.
And God, when they brought his dad up there on the stand and asked his dad to it
becomes a little bit clear, right?
Yeah. His dad is not really even remotely,
tolerant.
He is not ashamed of what he is saying.
No.
So he says that with conviction.
No, he thinks what he believes that is black and white.
Mm-hmm.
This is right and this is wrong, and that's it. Of course.
Yeah, he even says one time, and I think in the documentary we were talking about, where he's the dad says imagine your father finding out that you're gay. Imagine that.
Right.
And it's like,
okay.
Oh, so that is your level. Uh-huh. You take that as the ultimate shame that you could bring upon.
Exactly.
And you think, if your father found out you were gay, what would that do to you?
Even
what would
so,
that do to your father and your? It's like,
this
man,
is crazy.
You're toxic,
right? Seriously. Even so, ultimate shame, embarrassment is not an excuse for a murder, man.
No,
this ain't fucking samurai times. What the hell are you doing, dude?
Disrespectful. Yeah, disrespect.
You brought shame upon your family. You must kill him or be killed.
Yeah, there was
it's too much.
The lawyers going out and saying that. That's no one deserves to die because of the words that they words they said to another person.
It's just my opinion, but I think John's dad is proud of what he did.
A little bit. I think he kind of had this mentality of you gotta.
I go too far.
Well, you got to get rid of that situation. No, I think his dad was kind of like, you gotta erase that situation.
Because look, if anything, he saw his son as a victim.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Yeah,
like,
he did.
Oh, my son was ambushed. He was humiliated. He
was taken advantage of.
And now he's like basically telling people that like now his son faces the stigma of people thinking he might be gay because a gay man was attracted to him. And it's like, that is the level of fear and homophobia that his dad like pushes out there.
Right.
So yeah, I think there's a little bit of like, he's not exactly ashamed of his son. Maybe put it that way.
Yeah.
It's not so much of like, we're horrified that our son did
Well, I mean,
this.
he's back living with them.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say like, I don't know if it's, I wouldn't go out there to say maybe he is fully proud of him, but I wouldn't say there's a lot of shame in his son killing a gay man for hitting on him.
Wow.
So just my opinion.
Yeah. But all in all, John was found guilty and convicted of second-degree murder in 1996. But this conviction was overturned on appeal due to jury selection errors. Don't you gotta love it? In most cases, this means that John would be free without being able to be recharged or retried, and the conviction would also be erased from his official criminal record. However, since it was due to jury errors, he was retried in 1999 and found guilty of the exact same charge, and his sentence was reinstated.
Man, I feel like when you have to do a retrial, wouldn't it be great if the prosecution literally just brought in the tapes of their previous prosecution and just were like, all right, our turn, play. And just played the recordings of their previous one.
Just like a hologram.
Yeah, it's like, we already won this. We already won with this defense. Like, we're just going to use can we just play the recordings?
Do it again. Yeah.
Like, it's all recorded,
it's
right?
a solid defense.
Yeah, like we clearly fucking slam dunk last time.
Yeah.
Like, can we just play the tapes?
Yep. So John was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 25 to maximum of 50 years with the possibility of parole in 20. And John was released from prison in August 22nd, 2017 after being granted parole at the age of 47, and he only served 22 years.
Because they dialed it back from first degree, because first degree in that state carries death. Mm-hmm. And they did not, like, that was one of the big things that it was like life in prison or death, maybe, I think.
How is it not first degree? You went and bought all the stuff for the murder.
That was one of the biggest things. They were just like, how
and
is
then
this
you walked
not?
up, and then you went directly to his house after obtaining said fucking weapon.
Yeah.
How is it not first degree murder?
Because they couldn't argue enough long-term premeditation, I think. Like, it seemed like it was almost crime of passion premeditation, but it wasn't like, oh, he's been planning this for weeks and he's been plotting to get away with it.
I think it's because of the first trip to the door and then coming back, right? Okay, say he does all that. He does all the buying of it. He gets the cash out, goes to different hardware stores, pulls up at the house, has the shotgun in hand, opens the door, boom. First degree, no question.
Yeah.
But he does it, right? He gets the shotgun, he puts it in the back seat, he rides around. No law against that. Guns in plain sight, right? It's probably, especially not in the 90s in frickin' Michigan. They don't give a shit. So he's got a shotgun in the back seat, he's riding around, he gets out, he goes to a friend's house, no shotgun, right? They're talking. Oh, now he's inflamed. Now he's upset. Now he's angry. So he goes back to the car, gets the shotgun, fires because now he's angry. Mm-hmm. Now you can argue second-degree murder.
Yeah, basically.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I see that 100%.
So I guess that's what it is.
I still wonder if he went to the door the first time just to make sure that Scott was home. Like,
definitely.
So that's why
I'm saying, because he did that gave him that little bit of window of argument.
Yeah, because he didn't bring the shotgun to the door the first time, just in case his roommate Gary opened the door.
Yep.
And he didn't want to just accidentally shoot Gary or be caught having a shotgun waiting to kill Scott. Because if Gary sees that, he's going to fucking call the cops and or something's going to happen. So he has to make sure that Scott is in the house and that Gary is not going to be an issue when he walks in.
Yep.
So yeah, he goes in there, goes in there unarmed to do a little bit of a recon. That's the way it looks to me.
Yeah.
So he kind of goes in there to be like, okay, can I get away with this? Can I do this now? Is anybody going to be a problem? No. Okay, I gotta go. I'm going to get the gun now.
Yep. Well, so now let's get into some of the aftermath stuff. In 1999, the Amedure family successfully sued the Jenny Jones Show, Telepictures, and Warner Brothers for the ambush tactics and wrongful death, but the judgment was later overturned by the Michigan Court of Appeals. The episode was never broadcast, and although segments of it were played for television programs, and it is available on YouTube, like we say. But in May of '99, a jury agreed on awarding the Amedure family $25 million in damages. But that verdict, like we said, was later overturned because money. Because Warner Brothers has a shit ton of money, Andy.
Yeah, they have a ton of lawyers. They have all
They
kinds
lawyered
of
up and they fucking won that shit.
Yeah, they can get it. They got it tossed out. They got it.
Yeah.
But goddamn, that JeNnY JoNeS trial was wild.
It was.
Seeing that guy, when they brought in the lawyer that goes against JeNnY JoNS is the lawyer that was Kevorkian's lawyer.
Yes.
And
that dude does not fuck around.
No, they said that was like a heavyweight boxing match
I bet.
of a television host and a showman of a lawyer. Like that's like a Johnny Cochran-esque lawyer going in there and just, oh, you want the cameras on you? So do I.
Yeah, them two going against each other, like JeNnY just trying to give him nothing, and then he's just like not settling for anything less than the fucking answer.
Yeah, don't answer the question you want to answer.
Right. Answer the question I'm asking.
Answer what I asked you.
Jeez.
Yeah, that dude pulled no punches in that trial.
He did not, but man, still didn't win it though.
No, I mean, he did kind of win.
I mean, he won it, but then it got overturned.
So I still give him the win. Win's a win.
A win's a win.
Win's a win.
A win's a win. Hey, one for the people too, man. Fuck Warner Brothers.
Yeah,
man.
fuck JeNnY.
They should be able to pay.
Fuck you, JeNnY JoNS.
How dare you? Because after the incident, JeNnY JoNS got her GED. Okay, and the JeNnY JoNS show remained on air until 2003. And she constantly claimed the show's innocence in the death of Scott Amedure. She blamed the media for sensationalizing the story. Again, like I said earlier, it was not the JeNnY JoNS murder. It was the Jonathan Schmitz murder. That's a quote from JeNnY JoNS.
From JeNnY JoNS. I love how she got her GED. After already being a famous television host, she's like, you didn't even finish high school? You didn't even...
It's Hollywood, dude.
God damn it.
Who gives a fuck?
People failing upwards.
Right. But when the show ended, JeNnY said that she didn't want to return to television and instead dedicated her life to philanthropy and cooking.
Garlic bread in the oven is like a man in a strip club. It shouldn't be in there too long.
She's written cookbooks and autobiographies, with all the proceeds going towards cancer research, of course. In 2008, she launched a program called JeNnY's Heroes, which awarded grants to people pledging to use the money to improve their communities.
Okay, JeNnY.
And old Jonathan Schmitz, he's 47 now. He was set free after 22 years in prison in August of 2017. A Department of Corrections spokesman told People magazine that Schmitz was granted parole prior to serving the minimum because of good behavior. And he earned it.
Oh, my God. Good behavior.
Jesus.
This is one of the few
Let's just hope nobody calls him gay.
This is one of the few real times in a court proceeding where I'm just like, I don't advocate for the death penalty. But advocating for this man to stay in prison this man seems like he is a danger to society.
He does.
If in his 20s he could snap that easily over being embarrassed and kill somebody in cold blood, what do you think being in prison for 20 years is going to do to that? Is going to do for him?
Well, here's a different side. Maybe it made him comfortable with his sexuality.
There is a solid chance that he has
just maybe
that he was quite at home.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's all I'm saying.
I was genuinely curious during watching that documentary. I'd be like, are they ever just going to come out and say that Jonathan's gay now? Like, is that going to be a thing? Is it going to be like a twist reveal at the end, like an M. Night Shyamalan movie? It's like, and now Jonathan lives happily with his husband that he met him.
Right.
I was like, oh, that's a fucking twist. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. But no, he's living in the shadows as he should, honestly.
Stay hidden, bud.
But Frank Amedure Jr., Scott's older brother, told News Magazine that he's not comfortable knowing that John has been released. And in the Netflix documentary about the case, both JeNnY JoNS and Jonathan declined to participip.
Yeah, shocking. Shocking on Jonathan's part. Like I said,
JeNny's like, stop calling it the JeNnY JoNS murder.
This is Jerry Jones, not JeNnY JoNS. Quit calling me. But no, like I said, Jonathan has not wanted to give many interviews after this, and rightfully so, because what is your defense, Jonathan? You don't have one.
He has no defense, man.
You had like 30 defenses that you tried to throw at the wall. None of them really stuck. So now what are you going to say? If anybody gives you an interview, are you going to say, I overreacted.
Well, now he could actually be honest about it. He served his time, right? I mean, at least in the eyes of the law.
Yeah.
He cannot be prosecuted again for this.
No, not for
So
this.
you might as well freaking come clean about it then.
Like I said, maybe you can own up to it, have some responsibility, maybe say you've...
But he's like, why? I mean, unless he gets in dire need of money, I can't see him coming back into the spotlight.
No, I don't think so. You
Yeah.
can just hide away.
Hide away.
Just rot in your little hole. But like I said, I feel like you should have stayed in prison. That's just my personal opinion. You feel like your good behavior in a Michigan prison, I just don't feel like it's worth the fucking life that you took.
Right.
You took away a 32-year-old man's life, and you only lost 22 years of your life. Like
Yeah.
you didn't even the fact that he did not even lose the same amount of years that he took away, like how old that guy was.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. He should have at least served 32 years, right?
Yeah, it's like
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like you didn't even serve the amount of the amount of years that how old the guy was that you killed. It's like this man was 32 years old, still pretty fucking young, had a whole life ahead of him.
Yeah.
And you only go to prison for 22 years and get out because of good behavior. It's
Right.
like your good behavior should only go so far.
Right.
Because you went in there for some pretty fucking awful behavior.
He's going to get another, at least 20, 30 years. Mm-hmm. Probably.
Oh yeah, he's only 47 maybe?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
He
probably
might
gonna
be in his early 50s now.
Yeah, he'll be pretty good. Probably pretty good.
Crazy.
So, yeah, I think he should have stayed in prison. He should have found himself a beautiful husband in there. And just that should have been his punishment.
Right.
You killed a man for making people think you were gay. Your punishment you have to live in prison with a nice big husband and
There you go.
for the rest of your life.
There you go.
I think that's an apt punishment.
Yeah.
You can be in there, you can look pretty, you can smell nice.
Well, he's probably going to be living with his parents for the rest of his life because the internet, anytime anyone searches his name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think if you are gay, I don't think you're going to get a lot of prospects there.
No.
And if you're not, I don't think you're going to get a lot of prospects there.
Yeah. Maybe not the people
It's
you
more
want.
likely that more women have heard of your name.
Yeah, probably. I'm straight, I swear. Okay.
All right.
Like I said, he can be in prison, find himself a nice husband. He can look pretty and
Yeah.
smell nice. We've got the thing to help him smell nice while he's in there.
We do. We could give him some Oh My Gaia.
Oh, everybody.
You know?
I feel like if we had a good prison shipment of Oh My Guy, we could have
Yeah,
a whole new business idea.
I thought you were going to say a prison scent. I was like, oh, no, I don't know about that.
No, we don't want that. We don't want Fritos and toilet wine.
We don't want that.
But no, like we had like a good prison program to ship out Oh My Guy to prisoners. Oh, I feel like that's a good I feel like that's a good crime venture right there.
I do. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's very innovative. Just
Yes,
like
it
Oh
is.
My Gaia. They're an innovative all-natural deodorant, fragrance, and beard oil company specializing in paraben and aluminum-free products. And there's tons of scents to choose from. We got our own scent, True Crimepine. There's also vanilla, cherry almond, sandalwood, lavender, lemongrass, Egyptian musk, coconut, dreamsicle, leather, lumberjack, all kinds of stuff at ohmygaia.com. That's OHMYGAIA.com. Or you can check them out on Instagram at shop_ohmygaia. And because you're True Crime Guys listeners, you can use the code word Crimepine, CRIMEPINE, all one word, no spaces, for 15% off your order. Again, that's Crimepine. It's written right below the description of this episode for 15% off your order. And that's at ohmygaia.com, OHMYGAIA.com. And guys, while you own the old computes or your phone, don't forget to check out Patreon, patreon.com/True Crime Guys, where you can get access to every audio file and video we have ever made. Tons of files on there for your listening pleasure, as well as you get access to these episodes early, ad-free, and with some bonus content. I think me and Andy talked for about 20 minutes or so today. Talked a little bit about the case, a little bit about, stuff going on in our lives, things we're into right now. But that's every single week we catch up like that. On Patreon. Patreon.com/True Crime Guys. There's a link right below the description of this episode.
And guys, we know it's Christmas time. If you need one of those last minute Christmas ideas, you forgot to get somebody something on the Christmas list, get a Patreon subscription.
There you go.
Go ahead, sign them up for a year of Patreon. Get them all those.
Yeah.
You'll keep them busy for hours.
Yeah, make them paranoid as you are.
Exactly.
Tell them about our show.
They need to know about all the bear crime we've talked about.
That's right. We're experts in bear law, if you guys didn't know. Yeah, it's a headlines thing. But all right, guys, that's pretty much it. Everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we'll see you, I guess, after the first of the year.
All right.
All right, keep on creeping, guys.
Jerry.